Hello. I'm trying to find the video on my phone. I don't see it still. Okay, there, I see it now.
You got that?
Yep, I see it now. I see the green string. I see myself.
My head might be chopped off.
Well, sit down. I'll tell you. Let's see. No, there you are. You look good.
Let's go. That's how we roll.
All right, so let's see. Last time I know there was people talking and I could never see anything.
Yeah, I figured out. I gotta see where I'm at anyway. Yup.
Okay, so I see four. Can you guys see my comments? Because I can't see anybody's comments right now. Let me go back. Yeah, I see. Hey guys. Hey Jean.
Let's go.
Did you get reimbursed finally?
Oh, we talked to your mom.
Well,
Did you? I think she talked to your mom.
Well, I got an email and then I sent a response back and then Jean sent me a response back. Hey Alex. Hey Rodrigo. Freitas.
Correspondence.
Sorry, Freitas.
So hold this up. So you actually did correspond with this. This has been the soap opera of this show for like the past week. Gene Swart gets in trouble for accidentally ordering a shirt that we were supposed to get for him. Mom sees it, trips out like, you're done. Nothing for you. And then I think she may have broken the ice and talked to the mom, right? So I think Gene might.
Did you get your reimbursement? Because if not, I told you, Mom, I send you that money right now. No biggie.
It's like he's a good kid. Go easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway, but I'm glad to hear about that.
Yeah.
We ready to roll?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. All right, here we go. Welcome to another show. Let's go. It is Saturday, March the 28th, 2020. Big shout out to Gene Swart's mom. What's up, madre? Good kid. Go easy.
And be savage. Ooh, I haven't seen you. I saw you made a comment on yesterday's video. We have one of our students and he made a comment, but I haven't seen him do a live show. I don't think ever. Maybe I'm wrong.
Who?
V Savage.
Speaking about, you mentioned one of our students. Big shout out to one of our students. So yesterday we spent quite a bit of time with one of our better, if not becoming the best, one of the better, and maybe even one of the best junior students that we coach at this point in time. But we spent some time with her yesterday, and she's kind of working on her prior to college.
Hey, B-Dog.
Sup, B-Dog?
He said, hashtag, let's go, tennis family.
Let's go. Exactly. But big shout out to Alina Day. So if yesterday we were out, we were going to do a show, but we had the opportunity to help this young lady whose high school tennis season was canceled, and she's one of our students, has been training with us for the past, year?
Mm-hmm. I would say close to a year now. Yeah.
Yeah. So we met her, and she had a tough time with either one of us. We could just toy around with her in a bit. But now the tides have changed. So we expect.
And I'm glad to see that. I always tell my students, don't think that. I won't think anything if you beat me. I hope you beat me.
Yeah, you should.
My dad always used to tell me, if you can beat me, then I know you're at the next level.
Yeah, if my 17-year-old can't beat me, I got a problem with that. 42, 1.5 legs. If he beats me, can't beat me, that's an issue. But nonetheless, check that video out. Give her a thumbs up.
Hey, Hitchhiker, I've never seen you on here either.
Yeah.
I guess everybody's on lockdown.
Lockdown. It's World War III in these streets.
Hey, Maj. Laugh out loud. My mom finally came to her senses. Well, good. Glad to hear that.
Let's go, Ma.
Yeah, it sucks when a parent's pissed at you. I know that as a kid. I used to fight with my dad a lot, and sometimes I would be too proud, and I didn't talk to him for a month.
Her dad cut all of her hair off like a boy because
I was very little,
of some issues, though.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
but I was tough too to deal with.
Anyway, check out the video we put out yesterday. It's 3 minutes long. This young girl deserves a thumbs up for sure. We drill her hard, and she soaks it up. And shout out to the parents too. They do a great job.
So he said, Hitchhiker said 3 weeks mandatory lockdown in India.
Oh, I forgot.
So Gene also, they're on 3 weeks lockdown there. And Rodrigo said, fingers crossed for the world to overcome all these things and our lives can get back to normal with everyone safe. And of course, tennis can resume. Be Savage, they're also on lockdown.
Interesting take from Hitchhiker.
1:33 in the morning, huh? You're not tired?
Who is?
For Hitchhiker.
This is interesting take from Hitchhiker.
We were wondering about India.
We always worry about India. Rajesh Kumar, a family friend, has been with us for a long time and helped us out a lot over the past year and a half. But we always have thoughts about India, the huge population, a lot of hot spots potentially. we were wondering what was I guess what was in store for the future with India, and what we're all dealing with. So I'd love to hear more from Hitchhiker on that.
9 p.m. in Mosh. I forgot where you're at. You forgot. I forgot. I saw your picture though on Instagram. Jean says 10 p.m. In South Africa.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
B-Dog said I was impressed with the junior. She was bringing it. Yeah, and she definitely can bring it. She's very strong. I think she can get a lot better. I know she needs to get a lot better. That's reality. If she wants that Division One. She needs to get a lot better.
It's here.
She can do it.
Yeah, she's got the game, but we need to go from kind of developing or getting out of kind of pouting a little bit when the times get tough, and stay tough mentally no matter if we get down, and kind of alleviate the pouting. And I'm not picking on her with that, because I tell my 10-year-old, my own daughter that's 10, my other daughter that's 7, and my other 3 boys, I always tell them, if you pout, get lost, and then I'll make you not pout later. But pouting.
Yes, she's our student.
Yeah.
Hitchhiker said there's 900 people that have the virus in India, 19 dead. Okay, well, you guys are doing a lot better than we are.
Let me ask Hitchhiker an honest question, and I hope an honest response, and I hope it's not one that I expect to hear. We know the population in India. What is the overall likelihood? What's the probability of some mass, and I have to be careful with my words because this will get pulled, but what's the probability of some type of mass event there in India? Because that's one of the populated areas that you have to think about.
So Maj is in North Africa, Marucos. Jean they said 1,148 cases and 1 death. 5 p.m. in Brazil, on lockdown most of the city, only essential service running. Same here in Alabama, they decided to close everything. They took off the basketball rims, right? Lockdown tennis courts. So far not here yet because it's on private property. But pretty much everything is closed too. Stores are closed. Only essential stuff will be open as well. Till April 17th.
Well,
I think it's the date that we have.
Yeah, I mean,
April 17 is the.
Well, I think it's 7th. I think it's
17th.
Actually. I think well, either way, I think it's safe to say that any date that is being pitched out is a date of hope for everyone
Sure.
globally. I don't think it's a date of etched in stone. I just think
Alex says same in Texas.
Oh yeah.
My mom just got out of Honduras yesterday. She was lucky to get on one of those few flights, and she said that the passengers were shocked as they were landing into Dallas airport to see no cars on the road, and they landed about 9 o'clock at night, and it was complete darkness. I guess they weren't able to watch TV or watch what's going on in the United States. When she landed in the airport, she said it was a ghost town, and she took off her clothes, threw it out, and changed just because they got really scared of what they saw.
Yeah, I guess the site, to put the site into context, when you're flying and you have a window seat and you're flying over a major city, generally you're kind of looking out the window, especially when it's at night. You're looking down and you see all the cars driving, or whether or not it's night or not. But when you look down and you're about to land and there's no cars, it's kind of an odd sight. Right? I mean, I didn't see it, but I understand what she's saying.
Tennis Sir said they should move all tournaments to Antarctica.
It's possible.
So Maj says the April 20th, they're locked down. Hey, PJ, what's up, guys? I'm on my 8th day staying home and staying active. Do the same, everybody. Will help your health over the long term.
Speaking of Tennis Sirs.
Where are you, PJ? I forgot. I'm just curious. I like to know where everybody's, just to get an idea where everybody's at.
Speaking of Tennis Sir's Antarctica statement, I just learned the other day that penguins are only south of the equator. I think the northernmost penguins are the Galapagos penguin, just above the equator or right around that area. Pretty interesting fact.
Yeah, you learn something. I mean, for the most part, we've been on the tennis court here. We live in an island, maybe a population of 1,000 people, maybe less now, and we don't really go into the city at all. So we've been here.
Like once every 8 days, we'll venture
We've been here, not even to the city, like the closest small town, and then that's another small town. So we've been, no Walmart for us. We try to pick a smaller store, right?
Yeah, I mean, and it's more economical that way.
So B-Dog, before you get to your thing, says, our Walmart here in Maryland was very too packed. I almost had a panic attack. Everybody in mask and glove. It's overwhelming. Cases here, 587 Maryland and 267 in D.C., 47 in Virginia, and 51 in West Virginia. And then Tennis Sir said, masks don't really matter much. That's what I thought, too.
Yeah, as far as what B Dog's just saying, am I exaggerating the fact that when you go out now to whether it's to a gas station, whether it's to a store, whether it's just walking by one person in a park or something, there's a lot more space, and it's an odd space. Like I'm the type of dude that goes up to someone that I may not know even very well, and I'm like, "What's up? I like the hat, love that, give me some."
Mm-hmm.
But now that would not be a really cool thing to do, and that's kind of an odd thing to adjust to.
Yeah, I kept trying to tell him today when we were doing our lesson, like I kept trying to whisper, Justin, like you have to have your distance between you and your student.
Yeah, and that was tough for me. We had a 7-year-old girl. Is she 7?
Mm-hmm.
She's 7. I was going to say 8, but
no,
yeah.
she just turned 8.
So a 7-year-old girl that came for a lesson today. Love her. Such a sweet little girl, and a fighter too. She's a fighter. And she's just learning the game, and she began to hit the ball back and forth, mini tennis with Carl at the net. So it was exciting. But when it came to her backhand side, she couldn't quite pronate the racket over to kind of add topspin. She kept just trying to hit it hard and hitting it out, or hitting it too soft and dinking it in the net. So I wanted to grab the racket on, and like grab her wrist and just say, okay, well, here, I'll hit one shot for you with you so you can kind of feel what it feels like. And I had to remind myself, don't do that. So it's kind of messed up.
It's just weird.
It's kind of an odd deal, especially as a coach when you're teaching a beginner, young girl, or anybody for that matter, and you're trying to let them feel you hit the shot with them, and you can't do that. So there is a barrier there for sure.
Yeah, the only thing that I enjoy about there not being too many people is just that you can actually hear the birds now chirp.
You can hear the birds.
You can hear Mother Nature, the water, and everything. Whereas before, even last night when we were grilling under a house with my dad here, we were we were maybe not even loud, but we were so loud because everything else was so quiet.
It's going to be like the mutants from Godzilla coming to restore order.
Like the Quiet Place.
Yeah.
Get back in your house.
Get out of here. All right. So here's a couple of questions to start out the show. Let's get into the thick of this.
Wait. Tennis Sir says, by the way, don't know if you guys realize it, but with people homebound, you guys perform a great spiritual service to us tennis fans. Thank you.
All 9 of you.
All 9 of us.
Let's go. All 9.
Rodrigo said 3.9 infected in Brazil, 111 deaths, majority in Sao Paulo. In Porto Alegre, where I live, just 100 infected, 2 deaths. Ideas to prevent it from spreading. Many people now concerned, how are they going to get it? Too many people here depend on their small businesses. Abrimi, I've never seen you comment on here, but I've seen your comments in other videos. He says, let's get
down.
Let's
get all 9.
Is that how you say it in a certain language? I don't know.
I don't know. But all 9 of us here, we're staying within parameters of what is allowed and not. We're 10 and under. So let's go. Let's go 9. Big time 9.
Oh, you're in Texas. So you're in Dallas County, which would explain why my mom just said it was like, no, there were no human beings on Earth anymore. It was just an eerie thing for her.
All right. Here's
well, now there's 12, so maybe 3 more heard.
Shoot, maybe if we get to 20, we're gonna get isolated. All right.
Yeah, we passed the number.
All right, here we go. Real quickly, are these shows better live, or are they better just recorded, so we can stick with the time limit, so you can rewatch them?
Hitchhiker, I agree with you. Our numbers are probably higher because we do have more tests. My mom said that in Honduras, everything is locked down, county to county or town to town. You will be shot if you decide to cross that town.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
That's how. But they don't give you the numbers. There are no tests. You are just dying, and that's it.
For those of you internationally, the issue I think that we have here with the numbers that we're dealing with and we'll continue to deal with is because here it's really kind of hard to control everyone. In the U.S., if you go to a local pub and tell everybody to get lost, you're gonna have half the place that leaves, and the other half just want to throw a chair at you.
Right.
So at the end of the day, it's really hard to tell a lot of us here, and I say us because we're here. It's really kind of hard to tell anyone that you better go here and do this right now or else, because people will rebel. And it's
we're the land of supposedly freedom, right? And Americans, they are very stubborn, I would say.
Yeah. So there's a fine line in between. I think describing the consequences of such a thing, where a certain government or a certain entity can say, "Get in your house or we'll cut your face off." I think there's a big difference from that. I mean, we look at some of these countries, no disrespect to the, Iran's and China's, no disrespect either way, but they have a lot more control over their population out of being, let's just say, more disciplined. And maybe that's a really respectable thing for this type of thing, but it's hard here to control the masses in such a way because you'll end up with a fight on your hands, and that's a tough thing.
That's true. Tennis Sir said to get more live viewers, maybe you would know the time of your next broadcast.
But we did that.
We have done that.
We did that today.
Yeah, we did that. You did it yesterday. You posted it yesterday. But I think some people, maybe they don't have internet service. Too many people are at home. It's tough to watch it. Maybe they're working. Who knows?
Maybe we just suck. But that's all right.
Live is great, but I think it works better with a sort of schedule. Like you guys go live on a scheduled time so we can get organized to join. That's good. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, coach me. I'm a student.
Well, what he's saying is basically we'll be here every day at 3:00. Just like the news at 6.
Sometimes
the news at 10.
Sometimes when I ask her to do a show, she's like, "No, I don't even want to mess with that. I'm done. I don't even want to talk about it."
That's not true. My dad was here.
It is true.
We went to go play tennis. I said, "Let's enjoy the last moment of freedom," like Braveheart.
Don't believe everything you hear. Half of what you see and nothing of what she's saying.
No.
That's
I don't BS anyone.
That's like
my
5
dad,
days out of 10.
I got to spend time with my father,
One day.
who I hadn't seen in a month because he comes once a month, and he was here yesterday and the day before that. So I said, let's enjoy this time. We even grilled. How are we going to have time?
But what about the past 15 days out of 30 where you said the same thing?
Okay, we're coaching or doing something, Justin.
Something?
Yeah, something.
Something? Can you spell something?
We finally got to coach our daughter. He's been coaching her. I let him take over now because...
Why? Because I'm the one that's going to discipline.
Because he seems to do a better job.
Because I yell.
Kids, you didn't even yell at her.
Because
she listened to you.
I did since I took over, I yelled the first couple of times, and now they just don't want to hear me yell, and they just do what they got to do so we can get off the court.
No, he tells them we're not leaving unless this is done. I don't care if we're here all day.
Let's go. I said, let's go. You want to pout, then keep pouting, and you're still going to continue this drill pouting, and if you pout, it's just going to make you hit worse, and we'll just be here longer. So if you want to pout, I'm going to go sit down. Here's the balls. Continue on the drill. And when you want to stop pouting, we'll just continue to play, and we'll still be here. That's what I do.
Well, again.
She just barks and that's no bite.
When I was a little kid, my dad gave me a look and I knew I was done. So I better listen to him.
Exactly.
My mom gave me a look and I was like, ha ha ha. Yeah, right. Yeah. This is a joke. And that's just how kids perceive parents. Mm-hmm. The father figure, to me, is very important.
Mucho importante.
So Rodrigo says here, 5K tennis every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Let's go.
Let's get down.
Might be that because they might close our courts.
Hold up, we're gonna.
Wait. On
no,
Wednesday,
I'm getting a signed contract.
Wednesday we teach at 4.
Signed contract. I'm gonna make you sign this, and we're gonna put it in all their face when you say, "No, I don't want to do it today." Okay, what's the date?
How long have we been coaching Danielle Day? A year, almost a year now.
Wait a minute. What? I started coaching in my 20s.
Danielle Day.
What happened?
Alina.
Oh, okay. Oh, she's there?
No, Tennis Sir asked.
Oh, about a year. Yeah, 1 year.
1 year.
Okay, can we get the signed contract?
We can't do it at 3 p.m. all the time because on Wednesday. So do you want to give up a lesson?
She just spoke so fast it sounded like Charlie Brown's teacher all at one time. Huh? But that's all right because I understand.
Do you want to give up a lesson?
No, but give the brother time.
Let's do, how about 1 p.m.?
When?
Every day.
1 p.m.
You're doing it every day?
1 p.m. Central Standard Time?
Yes, our time.
So right now it's what time?
It is 3:17.
3:17. It's 3:17, 15:17 on the 24-hour clock. So 1 p.m. Central Standard Time daily. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, what else do we got to do? I am going to work out. One thing I did promise myself, and I suggest all of you, get some exercise in.
You got this? Contract. Now, when she breaks this contract, you know it won't be me because she's the one tripping all the time. So when she starts freaking out about something and I'm like, whatever, just dust your shoulder off, just walk the other way, I'm going to bust out the contract. And when she breaks the contract, she will do something absolutely asinine on this show. So sign up.
Yeah, okay, fine. I'll sign it. But 1 p.m. But one thing I just should tell you guys, get in shape, exercise. I made myself a deal that I'm going to work out every single day. And when this crap is done, I'm going to be in the best shape of my life.
You told me that 3 kids ago. And she got back there like a couple of times.
I got back there. He got hurt. I couldn't play tennis anymore.
Sign a contract.
Not only that, the person that gets hurt needs care. And who's the person that cares for them?
I came on my injury and beat you 6-2 the other day just because
Oh my God, you're so full of shit.
I beat you 6-2 the other day in front of all the kids on 1.5 legs because you couldn't handle me.
Look at the camera and tell me that I played you the way
I beat her 6-2 the other day, yes.
But did I play did I play the way I normally play? No, I didn't. I
can't
know
help
what
that.
I said. I feel like running because I gotta lose weight, so I'm gonna give him
Can't help
back.
that, man. Excuses.
Justin.
Excuses. She lost 6-2 against a 1.5 leg dude that hadn't played in 6 months because she couldn't handle the heat of my serve. And it was consistent. She was done. Acabado, finito, done, end of story.
Hey, Ceci.
Lo siento.
So my friend from high school, you'll see her name, Cecilia Parker. She's watching right now.
Lo siento, mamacita.
And she knows how I am. Cecilia's on too. She knows how I am.
She's a Spanish girl. You Spanish girls are crazy. What do you say that? How do you say that?
She says, I'm going to do that challenge. Loca, somos loca.
Loco.
Yeah, we should do that challenge. Seriously, because I watch a lot of people here in the island, they're ordering food and stuff. And I said, do you realize when this is over, you're going to be huge? And I don't want to be huge. I'm sorry. I want to be in shape. You're going to be able to go to the beach. You're going to be able to go to the pool. You want to go outside and play tennis.
She's talking about we can have a chance to go to the beach. She hasn't been on the beach in the sand in 5 years. She hasn't been to the pool.
I don't like
you haven't put a bathing suit on in like 6 years. What are you talking about? Don't let her go. She's lying.
Chris,
I will get my kids down here.
Did we not go to the pool last year? Did we not go to the pool last year? Did we not go to the pool last year?
True story.
Did we not go to the pool last year?
But you wouldn't even put a bathing suit on.
I don't like to put bathing suits in
hold
front
up.
of a lot of people.
I got a canoe.
We sold it.
Why? Why did we sell the canoe?
Because you got cancer in your skin.
That was a threat.
That's a fact.
We had the canoe for 4 years. I got skin cancer the 4th year.
Every time I said let's go out, I can't. My skin.
What?
Justin, don't even go there with me. Don't even BS me. Don't even BS me.
She didn't want sand in her crotch, so we didn't go.
Do you really believe that?
I believe it because it's true.
You're such a liar.
Dang,
You're
man.
such a bullshit liar.
What? Jeez, man.
Yes, I went easy on
She
Justin.
didn't go easy. No,
Alex,
she got destroyed. She got beaten bad.
Oh my God.
Angles,
Anyways.
drop shot, slice. I would hit the slice. She couldn't get to it.
Good for you, V Savage, for working out your forearms. That's good. Oh, kneading the dough? Yeah. Wait. Do you cook? Are you the chef? There was a chef. I can't remember. Was that Hitchhiker?
Oh, hold on.
Hey, David.
Who's the chef?
I know there's a viewer that's a chef.
Oh, hold on.
Carla has more accurate tennis style. Thank you, Maj.
It doesn't matter when you bring the heat. If you can have all the beautiful strokes and the textbook footwork, I get it. She's got that. But when it comes to power, she can't handle it. When you move her forward and back, she can't get there. Why? That's your choice.
Sand in her crotch.
Not my brother.
God have mercy. Exactly. He's so full of shit.
That's true.
That's
it is
bullshit.
True.
It is true. He didn't want to burn his skin, and I don't blame him. He's fair complexion. Exactly. You can't even look at the camera. Just shut up.
It's factual. I'm laughing because of what he said. He probably wrote Lord, L-A-W-D. Did he write that?
Lord, yeah.
Told you. I already know it. That's B-Dog, right?
He says, swear, I'm going to leave my apartment and hit courts with a mask on. Cabin fever sucks.
Let's go.
BJ. I'm buying a road bike. Good for you. Good for you, B-Dog. I mean, I'm telling you guys, because people get depressed being at home. At least walk outside, walk down your stairs, go up and down 2-3 times instead of complaining about how the world is so shitty. I mean, that's all I read all the time. So,
by the way, one of our topics.
You should do a recorded match, and we must see. Well, Justin's not the way he used to be. I wish we would have recorded.
There's matches out there,
but now there's more like hitting balls back and forth. I wish we would have recorded a match. But he can't run the way he used to run.
Well, I can still defend that. I can not have to run so much. I just have to play differently. However, the problem has always been a camera person. Now, there is a whole playlist. There's a ton. There's like 20, 30, 40 videos. There's a YTech Strings playlist. By the way, always a big shout out to YTech Strings. Ivor Savage, dear friend. We mention YTechs and give stuff away, not because we have any entitlement thereof, because we know him. He's a great person, a great coach from South Africa. What's up, James Swart? And a really good guy and a really, really good coach that has a great product. And he's kind of new into the world of manufacturing his own strings and so forth. So we always say thanks to him, not because of his stuff, but because of who he is.
So Hitchhiker here says he enjoys being quarantined. Why?
Well, so that's understandable too. You know, I mean, look, I'm a psychology graduate, university level, and there's different types of personalities that may like certain type things, and that's perfectly normal. There's introverts, extroverts, type A, type B. There's those that like to associate, and those that would rather be in laboratories. There's people that would rather be in a call center, and people that would rather be doing X, Y, Z. So ultimately, I applaud Hitchhiker
Oh,
for
it's a
being here.
vacation. Okay.
Good for him.
Currently watching. I heard there's a Nadal match on ESPN too. Yeah, Gene Sword, Wimbledon is having an emergency meeting this upcoming week. Yeah, I heard they are. I mean, I don't see how they're gonna put Wimbledon back on. There's just too much going on. Is anybody out there watching right now in UK? Do you guys have a curfew? Do you have a date that everything's supposed to come back to normal? I mean, supposedly we're supposed to be back at Easter, but I don't think that's gonna happen. And I have not been able to watch any. No, I won't lie. I can't watch those old matches. I just can't. Once I've seen a match, that's it for me. I'm watching classic matches of Wimbledon. Okay, I can't do it. I think B-Dog sent me a message the other day. He was watching Andreescu and Serena play, and I told him that was a pretty quick match.
So let's address this topic real quickly and why we think this way. And I think we owe it to an audience to explain kind of our feelings on that. And we've talked about this a lot the past couple of days, or actually we thought about doing this for a while. When one has, I guess, seen a match and maybe was in the moment at the time that it occurred, has how do I put this into words without being, I guess, not humble in a way, but once you see something transpire and you see it at that point in time, and you combine that with having a busy life as we all do, we all struggle. We have 5 kids and we struggle, and everybody struggles. We are all struggling. Sometimes it's hard to sit down and really put your passion into something in which you already know the outcome when you have so much other stuff to deal with. Does that make any sense whatsoever? Mm-hmm. It's not that it's not more important because it's a passion, but at the same time, it's kind of like we already know that. We watched it then. We got the rap sheet. We can go to Google if not. If we forget what the climaxes and low points were, then we can Google that too. In the meantime, 5 kids are out of school. Hopefully, we still have lessons to teach moving forward because of all the.
I've already had quite a few cancellations.
So yeah, usually our Sundays are loaded to the rim with lessons. From the time we get up to the time the sun goes down, Sunday is like our busiest day. And do we even have one lesson tomorrow?
No.
So your contract, boom, shouldn't be a problem then, right?
No.
Now let me go.
No, but I'll be running outside and stuff. I'm the type of person. My personality is I don't like being at home. I like to do things outdoors. I can't be in an office. I don't like being around too many people, but I do like exercising.
What Carla is not mentioning, though, is, I guess, the entire story here. She wakes up sometimes, and what she says, she never said. What she said the minute before, she didn't say. And she's from definitely...
What are you talking about?
Because she'll say one thing, but she won't, she'll forget she said it a minute later. She'll do it. She's a tough customer.
What are you talking about?
You.
So you're saying that I'm going to get up to exercise? You're not saying...
No, I'm saying there's a very good...
I'm going to do the show. There's no reason not
There's a very good likelihood she'll breach the contract. I hope not. I'm putting pressure on her. I'm telling you, straight up. You signed it. How long is this for, though? Is this like indefinitely?
No, that's not indefinitely.
It's like a lunch break show all the time?
That's only till this stuff's going on.
Right.
Gene said, what about the U.S. Open? I don't know. Don't you have a subject before we...
Yeah, we do have a subject, so let's start it now.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so the first subject, and by the way, we're going to do Tennis Jeopardy unless we just talk and we just skip it because everybody's out of time. I get that as well. But Tennis Jeopardy is here. I have 15 questions and plan to give away a prize up to $20.
I'm not sure if the Laver Cup got moved, but they didn't come up with a date, Alex.
The Laver Cup, in my opinion, won't happen.
It shouldn't happen.
I won't get into the whole story of it, but let's put it this way. Grandpa Roland Garros, i.e. the French Open, Granddaddy the U.S. Open, in which we're fixing to talk about. There's no way the billions of dollars of backing behind that is going to let little Laver Cup get in their way. So you can count on that not happening or it being moved out of the way of those two granddaddies and as a whole. First of all, don't forget that not only is the U.S. Open, in my opinion, going to be canceled, but let me give you some factual cancellations. Our high school kids, seniors, and college as well, their seasons are pulled, done. We've already gotten sorry, but the
USTA sent there's no tournaments.
There's nothing. So it's really hard for me to ascertain any type of positive thought about the U.S. Open happening, given that the USTA is the same organization in which we are lifetime members of. Respect it. We coach in that kind of platform. Much respect to the USTA, but if I know that my children's tournaments have been canceled subsequently, then I can only assume that their biggest hub tournament in a city that has been ransacked at this point.
New York is paying the price big time.
It's like saying, we go through 9/11 again, and then 2 weeks later you're going to have a huge show at Madison Square Garden. It's just not going to go down like that. There's no possible way, in my opinion, that you're going to be able to funnel crowds in and out of Ash Stadium, Subway, Queens, what's up, through Corona, over where Old Shea Stadium used to be, down through the way, pack them in from that entrance, pack them from the World Fair entrance, moving traffic in and out, Subway, the whole
Not
bit.
only that,
in the latter part of August.
Nobody's working on top of that, so how are you making money? I know we're getting a stimulus package in the USA, but that's chump change. Let's be real. That's chump change. We go through that in a month.
Yeah, any stimulus package you get here for that amount, if you got kids, that's gone in 1 month or less.
That's gone.
So,
yes, Djokovic did donate 1 million euros to the Serbian Medical Service. Yep, I heard Nadal and many other players, soccer players, basketball players. I think Muguruza was in there, Suarez. They're trying to do something to raise 13 million euros for their country. And I saw Federer donated 1 million to Switzerland.
Nadal did the same. Djokovic did the same.
That.
Yeah.
Bravo to these guys. They got the money.
Vamos. Absolutely. Let's go. Come on. Let's get down. Yeah. Vamos. All the way across. I read insofar as Novak Djokovic was even looking into maybe investing or making happen to the production of ventilators.
All these people that have money.
Yeah, they're doing big things.
They need to. They need to. They got the money, might as well. There's a lot of people that are suffering. We saw on the local channel news here, Texas Roadhouse CEOs donating his whole salary to all the employees.
Yeah, now furthermore, speaking of the players, now we're speaking of the biggest names in the business here that can sit back and take a vacation for a year. I'm so sorry that maybe the rust is going to pile on their tennis game. But their overall domain, their income, their economic domain, their safety net is pretty intact. But let's roll back to players maybe outside the top 50, 75, top 100 that may have started to live a little semi-lavishly, a young career, starting to put money in the bank, and all of a sudden, boom. Do they file unemployment? Is this something that the ITF needs to look into? Is this something that ATP as a franchise holder needs to look into? The WTA? I think it sounds pretty straightforward. However, are football players and baseball players claiming unemployment? What is MLB?
I don't know, but they have a contract, so I think it's a bit different. They have contracts. I know this player, Shapatava, 371 in the world. She did a petition to the ITF, the ATP, and the WTA to provide financial support to them. They're saying, yeah, we could probably put food on our table, but what about the bills that are coming in? We're not making any money. There's no tournaments. We're on lockdown. Some players like Andrei Rublev can't even practice in Russia because everything is closed. So these guys do deserve some money. Football players, soccer players, basketball players, they're under contract. So I'm sure they did something with their contract that they'll still pay them for the remaining of the year. Tennis players do not have that.
Okay, so an honest response for me is I'm too dumb I'm just a dumb human being. I don't know the ins and outs of whether or not the ATP, the WTA, the ITF, etc. I don't know the ins and outs of whether or not they hold some type of overall pot of gold or pot of money in which they can pay things here and there. I don't know how that works. Stuff like honestly, I'm a lifetime tennis player and coach. But I know more about how that works for the National League football, like NFL and baseball, unfortunately, than I do in tennis, because it seems it's more kind of hush hush in the tennis world. Coaches and contracts in tennis, you're like scratching your head, huh? Coaches and contracts, but in the NFL, Sean Payton just gets hired to a new contract with the Saints, or Tom Brady goes to the Buccaneers. I automatically know dollars, spots, goals. How do I get bonuses? When can my contract be terminated? Immediately. However, in tennis, it's just not the case. So my question is I don't know. I'm asking all of you. Is the Association of Tennis Professionals, the ATP, or Women's Professional Tennis, WTA, the ITF, are they some type of universal bank that in times when the crap hits the fan, they disperse needs when necessary? I don't know if it's that type of party, therefore I can't answer the question, but I don't think that's the case here. I don't think the ATP is a franchise of each individual player, and each individual player is a franchise. The NFL has an NFL, then they give out teams to, right now I think it's 32 teams, and then each of those franchises pays the NFL as a whole, and then they work out contracts and litigation and as a whole. I think tennis is more individualistic which leads to an overall problem.
Yeah.
So the nucleus, there is no nucleus, I think, that can call the shots.
It's gonna be
So
tough.
it's a difficult thing to look at.
PJ says, respect to the healthcare workers and volunteers on front lines. They're the real heroes. That's true. I heard a lot of retired doctors in New York. They were out of practice. They decided to volunteer and get back into it to try to help out, with this pandemic.
Here's a deep question. Should the 2020 ATP and WTA season, including every major, every Masters 1000, every 250, every Premier, every 500, everything else in between, should it just be canceled at this point or no?
No.
And that's a very debatable question.
I like what Tennis Star said just now. He says something to think about. It will be easier for the wealthier players to come out of the virus downtown in match form because they can hire the best hitting partners and have their own courts.
Exactly.
That is true. Look, someone like Rublev can't practice. That's very true. Someone like Djokovic, now he can't practice. He said it today.
Why?
Everything in Russia is locked down. They're not allowed to leave.
I'm assuming with the likes of Vladimir Putin and Team Russia that they're going to let their athletes somehow practice.
Well, he was saying right now.
Russia is very dedicated to sport. So
what about tennis players who are like 1,000 in the world? They can't practice. They're over here in Mobile. They put chains on the lock. Are you telling me how are you going to go to practice?
Well,
if you have your own private court, yeah.
Again, I revert to the statement that don't believe anything you read, anything you see, anything you hear.
I
don't know any stronger country that dedicates maybe the right things and sometimes the wrong things, but so does every other country in sport. Cheats the system in some way, shape, or form. But I don't think there's another country out there that can be argued that doesn't give anything less than 110% to any sport that they undertake, and that's Russia. Again, I'm not taking sides here, but I can assure you the Russian Tennis Federation is not having their players sit and just do nothing.
Gene says that the slams should remain. I agree. I told Justin I think the slams should remain.
But at what cost? At what cost?
Because people need hope.
At what cost? No fans?
No, I mean push it all to the end. Forget about everything else. You can fit the slams, the 3 slams.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. You can't move the U.S. Open in terms of the location because it's a fixed stadium, right?
Well, France shouldn't have gone and said, "Oh, you know what? We're going to put our tournament in September." They should have waited to see what would have happened with the U.S. Open.
In my dumb human being opinion, I don't think it's going to be feasible for another tennis tournament to happen in the year 2020. I'm just saying, at what cost? I don't know if I believe anything I see or half of the stuff I read. I've said this a million times way before this. That's just my thing. I don't believe nothing unless it's right here and I can see it, I can touch it, I can feel it. And now when it comes to faith, that's different. I'm just saying, if you're in front of me talking a bunch of garbage, let me see it, homeboy, or I'm out. You used to be able to say, I bet you $10 I can tell you where you got your shoes at. And you're like, oh, where? On your feet. Give me my money. And I don't just fall into that stuff. I'm like, nah, man, just get back. But I'm not going to believe anything I see, read, hear, or anything unless I can see it and I feel that it's right. There's nothing right that I feel in my mind that you can have a quality product of having the Roland Garros or Wimbledon or even the U.S. Open at this point. Why? Because how skittish is the crowd going to be? How skittish are the concession stands going to be? How skittish are the players going to be? How skittish are the airline pilots going to be that are going to ferry these people internationally? I mean, you're just coming off this major thing, and all of a sudden, oh, we're all clear. All systems go. It's one day after we said it's cool. Get lost. Go. I have a feeling it's not going to go so well. But who am I to say? I'm just an idiot schmuck. But nonetheless, I don't feel like it's in anyone's interest to have another tournament this year. And I'm not the only person that feels this way. I think, namely, Novak Djokovic feels very much the same way.
PJ said it's going to be interesting to see how the speed of the court surface will play out at the U.S. Open. Should they play, or is it safe enough by then? Is the Davis Cup canceled? I have not heard about it being canceled. Tennis tournaments rely a lot on ticket sales. That's true, Hitchhiker. Una preguntita. He says, a question for JD. Why shouldn't the tournaments be played without crowds and we watch on TV?
I can explain this. Who asked the question?
V Savage.
This is a good question. It's a really good question. And I'll speak to you from an athlete standpoint. It doesn't matter whether you're an athlete or not, whether you play the game at high levels or not. Try to think of something that you've done maybe in your life where you have had someone else motivate you to get going. Had someone else motivate you to dig deep. In the game of tennis, there's 2 people on the court, generally, sometimes 4, respectively. Doubles is a wonderful sport, or a wonderful aspect of tennis. But there's a winner and there's a loser on that court that day. There's a winner and there's a loser. Someone is going home. Someone ends up down. If we're playing, let's just say we're playing 3 out of 5. So, someone's down 2-0 and they're down a break in the third. What better way to have the crowd going, let's go! In your ear, saying, wake up! Get your ass in gear and let's get this damn match turned around. Sometimes the player can't do that. And the fans do that. So what you're going to watch is a shit product on TV when a whole bunch of no fans there can't motivate the player to do anything because they're not there, and you just get a drop third set and they carry on with their way. And you got the one fan on TV that's actually watching the place with no fans, because most people actually watch it to see the fans as well. Like, who's in the audience? What is that? Princess Leia over there? Who is that? Robert De Niro over there? It's part of the experience.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's tough to play without no fans.
And look, having been at multiple majors as a fan and a stringer and so forth, the fans make the experience. The ticket sales make the energy. The ticket sales pay the sponsor money that pays the prizes. If I'm like Steph Curry, I'm like LeBron, I'm not playing if there's no fans. I can't put it all out there. And what happens as an athlete when we're out there and we're trying to put it all out there, but we're not really putting it out there? What happens? We get hurt. We get injured because we're playing frivolously. We're playing carelessly. We're not on point. Our feet aren't popping. The crowd's not keeping me in it. I'm not driving. I'm not moving. I'm going sluggishly. And all of a sudden I drag my foot and I blow out my knee. Happen. Fact.
It looks like he's going to get a heart attack. It's intense here.
The fans are everything.
He gets intense. David says, one case of coronavirus at a major event, then it gets reported to all networks, and then no one ever wants to go to the stadium ever again.
Yeah, and then the name of the U.S. Open turns into, who said that?
David.
Bulich. Then the name of the U.S. Open turns into not the U.S. Open any longer. It turns into the David Bulich Open after he sues the USTA for $20 trillion for getting sick up in their piece. It's not going to happen. And if
Gene says tennis is different from other sports. Depends on the crowd, ticket sales, etc. It's all business and making money.
Exactly.
Mitrovic says, hello, Mitrovic. Agree, crowd is part of the game like players themselves. Gene says, sponsorships also. Tennis Star says, also legal liability of tournaments saying fans are safe when someone contracts the virus. Time
out real quick. Let's go to Western Civilization 101 freshman year of college and let's ask a question. Has anyone ever heard of the Colosseum? Has anybody ever heard of the gladiators fighting animals and lions? Has anybody ever heard of this? Is this something new? Have you heard of this? Have you heard of the people? Have you heard of the slaves and people that used to fight in ancient Rome?
Oh yeah.
Thrown in, and if you fight, you earn your freedom. Has anybody heard about this? This is new.
No.
Right? Do you think any of those people that were in those situations drew fans of the crowd? Do you think the crowd motivated them to fight for their life? I think so.
Absolutely.
I think there was a movie that you liked quite a lot that was basically based upon this. So how can you expect to see a quality tennis match at the highest level, let's say Nadal Djokovic Wimbledon final, with no fans in the seat?
No, you can't. It's just impossible.
It's impossible.
Those guys do, the fans do. I mean, if you see an empty stadium, it's going to be weird.
Furthermore,
for any sport. For any sport.
Let's say a major sponsorship, like
40. Gladiator.
Let's say a major sponsorship. Let's say 10% of, and let's say I've been to the U.S. Open multiple times. Let's say a big sponsorship for the U.S. Open factually is Heineken, the beer. Okay, Heineken. Now, let's say Heineken has a sponsorship there. Do you think if there's no one there, like 750 fans or 750,000 fans over a period of 2 weeks selling Heineken at $7 a glass or $8 a glass, and that was when was that last time I was there? 08, 07 and 08, and I think it was like $8 for a little glass of Heineken. I couldn't drink it. I wanted to, but I was stringing. But nonetheless, do you think that Heineken is going to still be a major donor to the prize winnings if they're not selling beer at that amount times 750,000 for those 2 weeks? Isn't Heineken going to say, you know what, man, hey, U.S. Open, USDA, I think I might want to take a break from this one. We're going to drop our prize money out this year. And then the other player's going to be like, well, geez, I don't want to go play there if I can't win $12 million. It's only $4 million. So, players with the best in the world that have a chance to win might scratch their heads and say, you know what? Maybe it's not worth the risk of risking my health, my family. Maybe I would just want to play the French, not screw with those $7 Heineken bozos in New York. I don't know. But it leads to a lot of picking and choosing, which is going to lead to a shit product, which is going to lead to none of these big bankers are going to want to risk their quality product for a shit product.
PJ said, this is for Justin. Hey, great job on your recovery. True warrior.
Let's go.
Mitrovic says, on Balkan is Coughton to see games without fans due penalty for hooligans. It's pointless. Yeah.
It's boring.
The
It's
players,
boring.
and then tennis starts. I swear. That's the second time Justin drops a cup in a show. The second time.
When you said that, did you just shoot something out there?
No.
No?
The second time. The second time, guys.
Can't help that.
He gets too intense. Tennis Star says the players wouldn't care about the fans, but the tournaments need the tickets revenue. No, I really think the
players would care.
Come on, can you imagine?
Yeah,
Here you come out in your nice outfit, and you're just like, man, we could have played this at home. Why are we here?
Are you telling me?
We could have done this in a private court.
Yeah, are you telling me the likes of Daniil Medvedev and sometimes when Djokovic finds himself in a hole that the crowd, even though they're negative against them, doesn't bring out the fight in them? No. The players do care. I think if you're a subpar player and you're just fighting for your life, to pay a bill, that's great. I think when you're a quasi greatest of all time.
Hitchhiker says all slams should be canceled.
They should.
Bye, PJ. I guess he's going to bed.
Let's go.
Wait, no, you're in Texas. Maybe you got work to do.
Maybe so.
Hitchhiker said Federer Slam's record is safe now. Mwahaha. Yeah, for now it is.
Indeed.
Yeah, the other guys get a year older. So yeah, definitely. Gene says, like for example, the ATP Morocco Open, who barely sells tickets, crowd support. The economy relies on that tournament also. Let's see. So without the tournament, the country's economy will suffer. Yeah.
Yes, well, and that's a great point too. But again, the question is at what cost? And maybe it's a bullshit cost. Maybe there is no cost, and maybe this is all overrated in a sense. But I think when you're
how are they going to give them prize money if the tournament is not giving them?
Yeah, exactly.
Tennis sir said, well, they'll trade the fans for prize money. Well,
but
they got to make money from somewhere.
The prize money is generated from investments from these companies
no way
over a period of time. So I think, what is it, JP Morgan that has a big play in the U.S. Open too. You're talking investment bankers on a global scale that basically are planning on investing because of future growth of a tournament. If I put this money in here, what can I expect down the line as an overall return? And so you have banking investments, you have growth investments. I'm not going to get into economics here. I'm too dumb for that. But nonetheless, investment bankers that put on these billion-dollar type inclusive tournaments, they're not going to want to keep investing that type of payout. In other words, $15 million in prize money in total. I think actually that's underrated. I think last year's U.S. Open, correct me if I'm wrong, as a whole, first round wins, challengers win a little, or not challengers, but qualifiers win a little bit. First round wins a good bit. Second round U.S. Open win, I think you get like $30,000 per player.
Justin gets slapped from his father when he was a kid, like all normal people. That's why he's a true warrior. I don't think your dad never slapped you. Not one time.
Okay. So I'll answer this question, and I'll answer it honestly because my dad's probably watching.
Not one time.
So what's his name?
Mitrovic.
All right, Slobodan.
Yeah.
Let's go. I already know it's Slobodan. That's how he gets down. Okay, so my father, I was born into the game, and my sister, I don't know if you can see that picture over here, but my sister is there as a young girl, and I'm over there.
Yeah,
They've all seen it. But my sister was much better than I because she was 4 years older than me. So most of the focus was on my sister at that age because my sister was like 10, 11, 12 years old. She was traveling not just in the state of California where we're from, but she was traveling coast to coast. So from like Virginia, the Northeast, the Florida area, all over the country. Of course, the mother was there, and my father, of course, was military and a doctor traveling everywhere. So he was kind of all over the world, and my mom was kind of there doing all the mediation and the coaches. So when I became a player, I just wanted to kind of be like my sister. So I always had the energy to want to play because I always wanted to beat my sister. So you never had to ask me. Let's say, okay, here's me and my sister's over here. My sister had to be kind of like, let's go to the court. No, it was kind of, there was apprehension there. And so she was much more pushed to play. But me, I just kind of wanted to go because I just love to be like on BMX bikes. I surf, I skateboard, I wakeboard. Anything with a board on my feet, I'm doing it. Anything I can go big on, I'm going big. And that was just me. So I never really had to be pushed so hard because I was always right there doing it I wanted to be there. And moving forward, I think that's a good question to ask when you have junior tennis players because when you push a young player so hard, does that make them want to leave the game when they age? That's what happened to my sister.
Yes, and that's why I told you I don't agree with the way that our parents taught. Today we were on the court, and he says, you have to get into... I said, yes, but you have to find a median. I said, your sister went nowhere with the game of tennis.
Well, my sister
She went nowhere with the game of tennis.
Okay, my sister went everywhere at the game as a junior.
What did it help her with?
However, moving forward,
she doesn't play tennis anymore.
Once she had the taste of college and freedom from the control, she left it entirely. When I got to that level, I wanted to continue to play.
There has to be a medium. You have to find a medium as a coach, as a parent. You can't yell at them and shove this down their throats. There is a medium, and that's why I don't teach the way I was taught. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
It makes you hate the game. It makes you rebel. It makes you not want to do it. There has to be a medium.
Now, back to Slobodan for a second, respectively. He mentioned that's why I'm a soldier. Let me tell you why that's actually the case. My father is actually a retired captain in the United States Navy, an 06 officer at the highest level, one under admiral, flew A4s, F4s, F-18s in the United States Navy, was on board the USS Richard Bonnie Dick in 64, 66, and I think 68 in the Tonkin Gulf. I may have the years wrong. The USS Constellation, the Kennedy, since I was a boy. So I was always on military bases and not, out here on the outskirts of it, but right in the thick of it. The doctor's offices on the military bases, on carriers, where if you walked on the carrier, even as a boy, and you looked in the wrong spot, you'd have an MP in your face with an M16 or something saying, "What are you looking at? Keep walking." And that's how I was raised. So I was raised a player, but at the same time to be very disciplined. But I always loved it. Like Jonathan, our oldest son. We have a 17-year-old son, Jonathan, who is the same way. You don't have to tell him to motivate. He motivates. He's leads his whole ROTC battalion in his senior year of high school and already has a full ride scholarship because of that to University of South Alabama, where I graduated from. Not because of the game of tennis, but because he's in your face. He'll be respectful, but he's right to the point. Now we have 4 other kids that are more kind of beat around the bush a little bit, but Jonathan's like me, like boom, like what you see is what you get. I'll be nice, I'll be cordial, but I'm not going to beat around the bush. And that's how I was raised. So no, I never was struck in my entire life by my father because of lack of effort on the tennis court or anything else, because I knew to do so. Now, a couple of times, maybe some tennis rackets would fly across the court. Be like, whoa, like, where'd that racket come from, man? He's like, pick up the jam balls, let's do it again. But no.
Let's get to this. V Savage said, good points, JD. Things will have to be different, like money, prizes, etc. So we have to get creative situation. It's not ordinary. Okay, so give us some ideas, V Savage. Since you say we have to be creative, I see some people here asking, who had a better head-to-head against the big 3? I think we all can agree that Murray did. No, with Murray or Wawrinka. Murray or Wawrinka.
Probably Murray.
Why are you laughing, B Savage? Justin does get up a lot. It is funny. As far as Murray, I think someone wrote that he was born in the wrong time, probably. Unfortunately for him, he had Federer, he had Nadal, he had Djokovic, he had also Wawrinka that took some titles away. I prefer Wawrinka, honestly, than Murray.
Well, of course. Murray had the two-handed backhand. That's always tough for me to deal with.
Have either of you been to a non-US Open Slam, and how was it different? Nope. We have never been.
Not a slam. I've been to Indian Wells, and that's a nice deal. Sony Ericsson.
Oh, flying rackets? Yeah, he had flying rackets. But my dad would chase us. He would say, if I catch you, you're dead. Now, speaking from my own self, so my two oldest boys are the 2 oldest of the 5 kids, and I have chased. I have chased my sons on the court with a tennis racket, like trying to get after him, like what? Chasing him around. I had my he's 15 now, Chris. Mm-hmm. He would just not put any effort into. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna give you effort. If I catch you, I'm gonna. And so I would chase after him with the tennis racket, and he would like sprint. He's so fast.
He would like start juking.
He's so fast.
I'm like, I'm gonna get you. So finally, I got him motivated to keep going.
My dad, I watched him one time chase my brother, and he got smart. So instead, my brother decided to, go to the other side, jump over the net. And my dad tried to jump over the net. He fell, and my brother just went running home. He was dead when we got home.
Gone. Get out of here.
Oh, man.
All right, so here's a question again. We do not have to do this.
Moti Yapos. I've never heard of you. Who are you? Never heard of you. If you were named Moti Yapos, that's the first time I see that name.
We don't have to get into this. I'm just reminding everyone.
Any more tennis subjects?
I can go forever. But look, I'm just reminding you. It was our plan to play a small version of 5K tennis Jeopardy and give away a prize, strings, a shirt, a hat, or $20 cash to whatever PayPal type account that you have or Venmo. But if we don't get to it, that's fine. If you don't want to play it, don't worry about it. But I've already
Who
got
wants to play? Let me know.
If you want to play it, put thumbs up. If you don't, just put thumbs down, and we'll continue on. It doesn't matter to me. We can save it for another day, or for not at all. Doesn't really matter. We're all stuck in this thing together.
Senator says, I wish my father played as much sports with me as you do with your kids, even if he threw the occasional racket at me.
Well, maybe the racket throwing wasn't occasional. It was more like it was honestly more like quasi nightly. So it was like at least 4 times a night. You know, no matter how motivated you were still getting a wooden racket. He didn't have like a light, new style racket. These were like Don Budge OG originals flying across the court, sounding like a ninja star, like Kill Bill. Woo! It wasn't.
What is Jeopardy? You've never played Jeopardy? I don't know if our connection is okay.
I'll look.
Yeah, I think it's still on. Is our connection? Jeopardy. We play Jeopardy here, Hitchhiker.
I'll look.
Okay, I just saw you get up.
We're good?
Yeah, it's just that my thing is lagging a bit. Here's a tougher question, said Maj. Should Stan be satisfied and happy because he could play Stanimo mode and win a couple of slams? Or should he be mad because he couldn't sustain the level to the Big Four consistency? I think he should be happy with what he has, honestly. He's got 3?
He should be happy.
He should be happy.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't ask more.
Is that jacked up?
Guys, can you see us? Are we lagging? Because
why don't
my
you
phone...
flip off your Wi-Fi and go to Verizon?
All right, let's see. Because I didn't want to do that.
If for some reason this video stops, we will start another video. You might have to go to the channel. I'm just saying, we've been through this before, and it jacks up.
No, it looks fine now.
All right, let's go. Let's get down. So what Jeopardy is I create a list of 15 questions in this case, and I have a dollar amount assigned to each one. Whoever plays, you get that dollar amount if you get the question right, and we add it up at the end, and whoever wins the show is in business. And can win the prize. But nonetheless, we've had a good top conversation for a while, so we may not even need to go there.
Who wants to play?
If you want to play Jeopardy for a prize up to $20, and we'll send you the $20.
Even though everybody who wins never emails me, except one that got in trouble.
Yeah, Gene Swart got in trouble. But yeah, I mean, it's basically $20 in your pocket or 2 sets of strings, something like this,
a tennis shirt, Y-Tex, or
whatever. But if not,
okay.
then we'll move forward.
Wawrinka was Djokovic kryptonite in Slam Finals. Yeah, I know, and I loved it.
No,
Djokovic fans are gonna get on me.
No, just at the French Open. You said Wawrinka was Djokovic's kryptonite.
He said Wawrinka was Djokovic kryptonite in Slam Finals during Novak's peak, 2015, 2016.
He beat him at the U.S. Open too?
Did he?
I knew. Wait, didn't Wawrinka?
I know Wawrinka won at the French.
Wawrinka beat Novak at the French, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, did Wawrinka beat Djokovic at...
And the U.S. Open, said Alex Puyar.
Okay.
Let's go, Wawrinka! And U.S. Open, he had to retire because, Wawrinka, Stan the Man, was playing.
Yeah, again. Again, we play
All right,
Jeopardy.
so we ready? Yep, I'm in.
All right, let's go. All right, here's how it goes. There's 3 categories. There's 3 categories for this Jeopardy tournament. Okay. Now, again, Jeopardy. Let's just say this is 5K tennis trivia. Just trivia questions. There's 3 categories. There is the category tennis.
Just like for Carla, come on, Mitrovic. I did enjoy her. I love Wawrinka. I respect Djokovic, but I love Wawrinka. So sorry.
All I know is she agreed to another show tomorrow at 1 p.m. I breathe this stuff, but she better start writing some material tonight because you got 1 o'clock coming early. I can't wait. Let's go. I can't wait to see this stuff. It's gonna be like a tennis match, unlike the one I destroyed her 6-2.
All I gotta do here is show up at 1 o'clock.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see what happens. All right. There's 3 categories. First one is tennis. Okay. The second category is food and drink. Okay?
No me interesa.
What happened?
Why you being mean, Mitrovic? Just because I'm not saying Djokovic is my boy, come on. We gotta all like different people. We can't all love the same people.
All right. So.
All right. Ready?
No. Okay. The first category, we can do comments in between, but let me get at least the introduction out so we don't have to come back to it. Category is tennis. You have 5 questions in that category from 100, 200, 300, 400, or 500 points, or money. Food and drink is the next category, 1, 2, 3, 4, 500. And the other category is, I like this one from the other day, unscramble tennis. So it's going to be words I'm going to show you that have been scrambled up, and you have to be able to unscramble it on your own. And that's for 100 to 500. And then we'll have a kind of a final question for those that have some money to bet. All right, ready?
All right.
So let's who's the last person that made a response?
Let's go with tennis, sir.
Tennis, sir. Let's let him just pick the category. Anyone can answer. It just doesn't matter. Tennis, food and drink, or unscramble tennis for 100 through 500. Let's go. Or anyone can choose it. Doesn't even matter. Let's get it started. All right. And if no one plays it, we don't play it. We move on. It's free money, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's free money.
Free money, free shirt, free whatever.
Free something. Something, as Carla would say. Something. Someone pick
All right, tennis sir, I'm waiting on your response.
Someone just
what
pick,
category?
Just
or
pick
somebody
anyone.
Pick a category.
Anyone pick a category. The first one picks a category. Let's go with it. Let's go.
Tennis trivia, please.
Who said that? Tennis sir?
Yeah, for how much?
Tennis trivia for how much? Let's just give him 100.
100. Let's go for 100.
All right, we're just going to start at 100. Here's the first question, okay? Keep score, Carla.
Mm-hmm.
Tennis trivia for 100. The last French man to win the French Open, i.e. Roland Garros, was who? The last French man to win the French Open or Roland Garros was who?
Noah, Mosh got it.
Who got it?
Mosh.
Give him the points.
All right, Mosh. You got 100. Next category is, you got tennis for 2 to 6.
Oh. My marker's right here, man.
Food and drink from 1 to 6. And what? Unscramble from 1 to 6.
All right, we got 5K tennis from 2 to 5. Food and drink for 1 to 5. And unscrambled tennis from 1 to 5. Let's go. Let's get down.
You guys are slow today. Come on, Mosh.
Might be their internet connection.
Tennis for 6.
Tennis for 5 is the highest number.
Oh, tennis for 5. I said 6. My mistake.
Yeah, I did tennis for 6 the other day. Before we go, tennis for 500.
Oh, it's Mosh's turn to pick tennis, sir. But now everybody can answer. Let's go.
All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Tennis for 500. What? And Carl's going to show a photo after this question, by the way. After we answer, she'll show you a photo if you don't know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
What was the type of racket stringing, or what was the type of stringing called that was banned by the ITF, that's the International Tennis Federation, in 1978 because it caused too much spin or unpredictable spin? What was the type of stringing that was banned by the ITF in 1978, ultimately, because it caused too much and unpredictable spin?
Start Googling it.
Better Google. But I got a picture, though. I've seen this numerous times throughout.
Banana string.
Nope. Close. I've seen this.
Someone with no idea. Gene. No. Do know. Do not know.
Look. I'll give everybody the Jeopardy countdown.
Carbon fiber.
Nope.
Spaghetti.
Yeah. Who got that?
Furzy09.
Furzy09 got it. Can we? This was a good look by Furzy09 here. Wait, what's up, Furzy? Glad to hear from you. OG type dude that's been around since day almost uno. What's up? Much respect, Furzy09. Glad that you're here, and I mean that. Okay, so the type of stringing. Yeah, let's go ahead and show the pictures, and I'll tell you what this did. I've seen this numerous times throughout my life, whether playing with it, seeing it, pro shops over the years, antiquated ones, thrift stores even. You'll see this. And then I think you have another picture. Okay, now hold the picture there and tell me when it's steady and clear.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the aluminum frame or the other one?
The blue one with the aluminum frame.
All right, so you might be able to see this, but what happened when the ball met the strings, it would cause the strings, and they would put different tubes on the strings, and it would cause the ball to deviate from the normal angular deflection off the string, which would lead...
Hello, Sinisa. It
would lead the opponent to not be able to read or judge the amount of spin or the trajectory of the ball because it would come off, really kind of kooky. And because of the unpredictability of it, the ITF designated them illegal because it wasn't athleticism that was causing these newcomers to win these tournaments that had never won tournaments before. It was simply because it was a fluke, because the strings were basically throwing a ball in no unpredictable manner off of the string bed. So spaghetti strings was it. I didn't think anybody would get that, so good job, Furzy09, with that one. So did you give him 500?
Yep, I gave him 500. Furzy, you know the categories.
Really cool. By the way, if anyone out there internationally ever comes across a tennis racket with...
Nadal has been accused of making career with modern spaghetti string?
Well, no.
He plays with Babylon RPM Blast.
I've heard this before. So Rafael Nadal came on the set with the Babolat Pure Aero. Actually, it was called the Aero Pro Drive then. He came on tour hitting a string called Babolat Pro Hurricane Tour. It was gold, if you remember this. The only reason I remember it because I was stringing at a high level then. But it was Pro Hurricane Tour on a custom-weighted Babolat Pure, or now it's Pure Aero. I play with it. But the Aero Pro Drive. So when Nadal came around, we still had players hitting with 85-inch standard square head or 85-inch pro stats. We had 90-inch BLXs being hit by Federer and so forth. And here comes Nadal with a textured polyester string. And by the way, Andy Roddick used to hit with a Pro Hurricane and not the Tour Gold that Nadal hit with. But once Nadal started ripping that habitually late forehand with the textured polyester string, it was new on the scene. So arguably, the first handful of Fringe Opens, one could debate that it was because of that. But because he won so many more of them after everyone else had it, then you couldn't argue it was just that anymore. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, tennis says 200. I mean, Furzy says tennis for 200. V Savage says food and drink, please, food and drink.
But who won the last question?
Furzy, tennis for 200.
All right, tennis for 200. Here we go. You got the scores going?
Yeah.
All right, tennis for 200. The name of the tennis shot, okay, or stroke. The name of the tennis shot that is hit just after bouncing, generally low and near the feet, is called what? The name of the shot that is hit just after the ball bounces, generally low near the feet, right off the bounce, right off the feet. What is that shot called?
Half volley.
Who got it?
V Savage.
Let's get down, V Savage. Killing brothers like Shaquille. Stuff is real. When it's time to play this game, I rob and steal. Yeah, let's go.
Well, now you get your wish to pick that category you wanted.
Oh, he gets the food and drink.
He was the only one that answered it, by the way.
He's in Fresno.
By the way, I don't have volley. Everybody else is super late on answering that.
Oh, he's baited his internet connection speed to win this game.
I mean, 403 he got, and everybody went at 404, 404.
He's baiting. He's got the internet connection going too fast.
All right, so pick your category that you want. Mitrovic said, yo.
Slobodan. Let's get down, Slobodan.
Food and drink for 500.
Slobodan, huh? Food and drink for 500?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Let's go. Footwork's important.
Please.
All right, here we go. Food and drink for 500. Which food is used to create which food is used to create the traditional Japanese drink sake? Which food is used to create the traditional Japanese drink sake?
You're making me hungry. Laugh out loud. Not me.
Let's go.
Where's your answer?
You got it?
Rice, said V Savage.
Let's go, V Savage. Let's go, V Savage.
Tennisser was right after him, but
Let's go, V Savage.
V Savage got it.
Time stamp. Got it on timestamp, bro. All right, here we go.
Next category, V Savage.
Go, V Savage. Don't forget tennis
Keep it
unscrambled.
like this.
Look, unscrambled tennis is over here lurking, though. Don't forget about that.
Oh, he's probably, if he's smart and he knows about food and drink. I was before with rice.
I need my drink.
Well, I'm guessing that you see it that way, but I'm looking at the thing here and it's showing me.
Yeah, you could. Why don't you show them that? So
Yeah,
that they can see.
seriously.
Show them that. Show them that so they can see how it comes in.
Here, I'll show you guys. So you don't think that I'm lying here. Let's see if I can find that.
It comes in an order.
See, you can see V Savage and Tennisser. V Savage was trying to get it. They can't quite see that. But see, V Savage, Rice, you can see that. And then Tennisser is right after that.
Yeah, so it's at the top of the list.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's definitely not favoritism.
Mm-hmm.
We would never do that.
Disculpa, Tennisser. All right, V Savage.
Let's go. Come on.
I like your little emoji, Gene Schwartz. That was cute.
What is that?
Food and drink for 400.
Get down. All right. Food and drink for 400. Here we go. An alcoholic beverage or drink. An alcoholic drink that consists of orange juice and vodka is called
Fed's
what?
phone for sure.
What?
He said we have Fed's phone for sure.
Fed's phone.
Like Federer's phone?
I don't even know what that
Beer.
means. Oh, what? Fed's phone.
Well, he's not even finished with the question yet.
I just read it.
Oh, what?
Food for 400. An alcoholic drink that consists of orange juice and vodka is called what?
Oh, V Savage said beer. Mash said wine. Beer. Mimosa.
No. Yeah.
Screwdriver.
V Savage is in the house. He got it.
Screwdriver.
Yeah, V Savage. What's up? Told you. Shoot. Got it. Taking candy from a baby. Let's go. All right, let's go. He's got the category. Run the gauntlet. Let's go. Let's go. He's got the internet, that boosted internet speed out there, getting past everybody with that internet speed. All right, here we go.
Fanta with vodka. Yeah, and he's phone Vic never wins.
That's called a cheap soda driver.
I like screwdrivers.
Yeah, Fanta. A little. Anyway, come on, let's go.
300, por favor.
For who? Food and drink?
For V Savage, yes.
Here we go, V Savage. Let's go. Okay, a pastry. A pastry meaning, something sweet.
Everyone's going to gain weight with social distancing. Not me. No.
Nope. All right, a pastry. A pastry is like a cake, something sweet. A pastry. And just in case there's like a language barrier. A pastry or something sweet, a dessert, basically, made from layers of phyllo, filled with chopped nuts and sweetened and held together with syrup or honey. And it comes from a Middle Eastern kind of epicenter.
I don't think I can eat that.
A pastry made from layers
Baklava.
of... Yeah, who got that?
V Savage.
Get down. He must be a cook. He needs to show up in this piece.
300.
Cook for 7 deep every night. On the free though. All right.
Yeah, tennis sir, you're answering those right, but you're just always behind V Savage. Strawberries, La Cava. Shoot.
All right, so V Savage, he's rolling. He's doing great.
Yeah, you got it right, Mitrovic. You're just a little slow on that. All right, next category. So far, we got Mash at 100, Furzy 09 at 500, V Savage at 1400.
Man, let's make some noise up in here. Let's go. Come on, elevate. Let's get down.
Let's be a fighter. Be like Djokovic. He gets pissed.
Boom.
Come on, tennis sir. Get pissed and answer it before V Savage.
Crank up that internet speed, man. Let's go. Call the carrier. Like, man, I'm trying to play this game, but shit's slow.
Get off the internet. I want to win.
Everybody in your house, cut them off their stuff.
Mash said enough food. V Savage, 200 comidas y bebidas.
Okay.
200.
See, we got it.
Tennis sir said, vamos.
Okay, for what category?
200.
Lost me on that shit.
But he swears he knows Spanish.
Lo siento, mamacita, lo siento, but te amo mucho, though. Te amo mucho. You know what I'm saying? Just like, I just make noises to show my emotions. All right, food and drink for 200.
Off, you could give those who answer within a few seconds, but then I would have to choose who, and then that would be tough.
Okay, we could just, if 3 people get the same thing within a short period of time, we could pull a number out of a hat, and whichever one gets
then
it.
Then it takes longer, yeah.
All right, we can figure it out. It's all positive. We can't go anywhere. We're locked up. Let's go. We can figure it out. Well, there's a will, there's a way. Let's go. Equality, peace, love, happiness. How we roll. All right, here we go. What's the category? I forgot.
200. Food.
Food and drink for 200. Here we go. You ready for this? You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, food and drink for 200. Let's go. What do we call the white solid hog fat used as lubricant while cooking? What do we call the white solid?
Oh, my grandma used to sell this by pounds.
The white solid hog fat used to lubricate while cooking. I don't use it. I'm just saying.
My grandma used to. When I used to live with her in Belize, lard. Tennis sir got it.
Let's go. I think he's in New Mexico. Let's go, New Mexico.
Yeah, my grandma used to, when we were in Belize and people would be like, yeah, give me 2 pounds of lard. I'm like,
yeah.
What? For real? My grandma's like, there's the bucket.
Don't they make...
There's the bucket. And I would open it, and then I get a plastic bag or a bucket, and I'd put it in there, and I'm like, huh?
Yeah. My dad used to get a bucket of tennis balls, not a bucket, a trash can, and say, if you don't hit every one of these balls in the court, like the service box.
In Spanish, we would call that...
I'd go and pick a whole damn trash can up again.
In Spanish, we call that manteca.
Manteca. Do they make...
I'm getting mucho hungrísima now.
No.
So am I.
Do they... in the United States, they sell these things called pork skins or pork rinds or chicharrones.
Chicharrones.
Is that made out of just fried lard? Or is that actually a pig ear?
That's pork skin.
Is that just the same thing as lard? Is
No,
a chicharrone the same thing as
they
freaking
do
lard?
get the lard from that, but that is pork skin fried.
Let's go.
All right, tennis sir, you're next.
Get down. Food and drink category got jacked
It's
up.
amazing the crap that our parents ate. It's true. What is lard? Fat? Yep.
It's a big...
Más manteca, por favor. Sorry, V Savage. Tennis sir is the one that's going to choose the category.
It's a big block
So
of
we
fat.
got tennis for 300, 400, food and drink
and
for
then
100.
and then unscrambled tennis, the whole thing.
Yep. So which one is it?
While you're deciding, go chew on a big mouthful of lard.
Food and drink for the highest left.
100.
100.
All right, here we go. Food and drink for 100. This is a delicacy, a food that, I guess higher pockets desire. I've never personally had it, honestly. A delicacy, however, that is generally eggs from a sturgeon is called what? A delicacy, generally eggs from a sturgeon or a fish, salmon, I think maybe, but sturgeon. The eggs from a sturgeon is called what?
Scrambled eggs? No.
Oh, man.
No, Gene. Come on.
Eggs from a sturgeon. This is a biological thing. This is this is like an egg that's something.
Caviar.
There you go. Who got it?
Savage got it.
Let's go. He's a cook. He's a chef. Where's V Savage? Where is V Savage?
Where you at, V Savage?
Where you at, V Savage? You need to send me some leftovers, bro. Shoot. Hungry up in here. All right. So look, we have tennis for 300 and 400, and then the whole category of unscrambled tennis. Let's go.
He almost wiped that whole category. Tennis Sir got 1 out of that whole category.
I'm telling you, V Savage got to be a cook. He ran the gauntlet on that. All right, let's go. Come on.
What is it? T-O?
Who?
What?
What are you talking about?
What's T-O?
T-O.
V Savage said T-O.
Turnover? Timeout?
Tennis, here we go. So,
all right.
Well, no, he hasn't given me a category. What category?
Yeah, there's only 2. Well,
we got tennis for 300.
And then unscramble.
Tennis for 400.
And then unscramble tennis for all of them. Unscramble some words. Unscramble is going to be...
Mitrovic said, why just not say kids a fish? Is that a caviar?
Okay. Whatever. Kids a fish. Okay, you can put that on
the You guys are making me hungry. Not fair. Everybody's getting hungry.
I'm fixing to just read a question.
We're waiting on V Savage.
And
unscramble. He said for 100.
Let's go.
Here we go.
Unscramble. This is the tennis word. It is related to the game of tennis. Unscramble it. You ready? 3, 2. Make sure you can see it. 1 and go.
Wimbledon?
Yeah. Who got that? That's right.
Maj. Where's the L?
It's in there. It's right. Jonathan! Hey, Jonathan! Jonathan Garden! Jonathan! Jonathan! Get my son down here right now. Jonathan! Can you call that fool on the cell phone upstairs? Jonathan!
Oh my God!
He gave me a warning with no L. Jonathan, come on out here, bro. Come on. Let's go. Jonathan! I swear I'm going to drag him down by his ear. Not really. Jonathan!
Justin needs to go to school.
Where is he?
He said Justin needs to go to school.
Jonathan! Come here. Come here, Bear. Come here.
It's funny.
No. Come here. Come here. Look what you did. Jonathan.
Look at the camera.
Okay, hold up. So, can I tell the story? Okay, I was sitting at the table writing this show. Okay, we just got home from the tennis court. Everybody was rolling 100 miles an hour, and she was cooking for the kids. So I was writing this game down. I told Jonathan I want you to write a word down, and I want you to tell me how to unscramble it. So I was just writing this, and I said, I want you to unscramble the word Wimbledon for me, and so I wrote it, but he was supposed to etch off every letter in the word, and then write it down, and homeboy missed the L. But yeah, he's got a full scholarship to South Alabama, though.
I was looking at it, I'm like, why does that not look right?
Hey, but who got that?
Yeah, Mitrovic says time for rackets flying.
Yeah.
I wrote it down, it was Maj. Maj got it.
Okay, Maj took it without even getting the letter that was left out by our brilliant son. And I should have caught it.
Somebody put Wilson?
Yeah.
Tennis put, where's the F?
Look, you know.
Give him half a point.
Oh, yeah, you got to get him an extra point. All right, guys, thank you very much.
All right, go back.
Go bye-bye. Adios.
All right, Maj. Next question.
You gave him his points, though.
Yeah, I gave him his point.
Jonathan's on he eats cold food. Like, no food. I'm just kidding. That was not my fault. I'm serious.
I was looking at it from my screen. I'm like, that made no sense.
Good job to Maj that pulled that out.
Tennis for the highest left. Tennis for 300.
400.
300.
I got 3 and
400.
4.
I'm sorry.
Tennis for 400. Here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. This is from a tennis stringer standpoint. So if you don't know stringing, you better get your Google ready. All right. If you do know stringing, you're gonna be able to come hot off the press. Let's go. All right. So when a tennis racket stringer adds pounds or kilograms of tension onto the frame, we are adding more what? When you add more pounds of tension or kilograms to a frame, you are creating more what for the player?
Control, said V Savage.
You got it.
That was for 400.
Soldier, man.
This guy's killing it.
Soldier.
Nobody's answered yet.
Go to war with this
More
dude.
pace.
Share the trenches with you any day.
Wow. He's at 1,900 points so far.
Savage. He's grimy. Soldier. Getting down and dirty. Like DMX.
Control.
Got it. Nothing. V Savage. Getting down.
All right. Choose a category, V Savage.
Let's go. You have the whole tennis unscrambled less 100 and then
V Savage said 200. No, we got the
300. 300 in tennis.
We have 300 in tennis if you want.
300 in tennis. You got it if you want it.
Please don't pick food. There's no more pick. There's no more food.
Food and drinks done.
All right, tennis for 300. All right, that's the last category.
All right, this is the last question in tennis. Here we go. The name of the shot. This is a difficult question if you don't play.
Tennis sir said before we go there, could you explain the answer about control?
Yes, I can. And that's a great question.
All right, pause a second, guys.
All right. When you play, especially, and this goes for any type of texture or string, whether it's multi-filament strings are generally a bunch of fibers or different types of filaments that are wraps in a core. So you have a bunch of filaments and then you have a core around it. And it's very forgiving on the arm. It's controllable. But the only problem with that is when the core begins to split, the string begins to fray like feathers. So it becomes... It just looks like a feather mess. There's some great products out there that are multi-filament, but most of them are quite breakable for players like Carla or I. So I don't really hit with them a lot. I think we gave Alina a whole reel of multi-filament not too long ago because I didn't want to put them on a customer's racket because they just fray too easy, especially if they're a heavy hitter. Anyway, but when a string is on a frame, here I'll show something here. So. This racket, by the way, we've been wanting to give away. We'll do it whenever a major starts again. But if this string bed is strung very loose, what happens is the ball meets the string bed. And if it's strung loose, the string bed will flex back. So can you hold this like right here? So here's the ball coming this way. If the strings are loose, if you have a time-lapse camera, the strings will flex in and absorb the impact of the ball. And then it will throw the ball back off of the strings. So when we, kind of like a trampoline, if you have a trampoline and you're in the backyard and you're jumping on the trampoline, if it's a super tight trampoline, you might not get that high, but if it's got some spring in it, you really get up there and you can break your arm or face if you have two people jumping on it. You ever done the double trampoline jump? You're jumping on a trampoline, two people jump and you hit it at the wrong jump and someone flies off and breaks their neck. Have you ever seen that? It's pretty hideous injury. I've seen a couple of them. I've seen a broken femur and two broken wrists off the same type of drama. But the string bed, the looser it is, it will fall in with the ball and it will shoot the ball back off of the strings. It adds to more power the looser it is, but the lack of control when the ball is shot back off of the strings leads to more erratic ball trajectory. Now, if you're a consummate pro and that's your thing, then you can control that because you're used to playing at that tension. As we add tension, though, and this one's strung relatively tight. This one I think is around 58 to 60 pounds. I don't need the extra power. I'm being humble, but I've always had a relatively strong right arm. Never really had a lot of issues in it. Yes, I broke my wrist, but that's because my knee snapped.
Mitrovic said, now it makes more sense. Thanks, Justin.
Yeah.
I want to get to the game.
All right, anyway.
You can go forever on this.
Yeah, I can go forever on that. Anyway, I have a passion for stringing too, and most people don't, but I enjoy stringing to a perfection equally as much as I do coaching.
Tennis star said, thanks. All right.
Let's go.
We went for tennis
already
for
got cut off.
300.
See, like, shh. They asked the question, but then when they get the science of it, they're like, all right, I don't care. Just fuck it.
I want to consummate a sandwich. Everybody's getting hungry.
Yeah, let's go. All right, let's go. So tennis for 300?
Yep.
All right, the name of the shot. So the name of the stroke or the name of the shot in the game of tennis that you hit when you hit a forehand from the backhand side of the court up the line. So we hit a forehand if I'm a right-handed player.
I've had this question before.
No, but it was the other way.
Uh-huh.
So if I hit a forehand from the backhand side of the court up the line, I think last time I did it going cross court. So forehand from the backhand side of the court up the line.
Now don't be running to get food, guys. Finish it up.
It's called a what?
Inside in.
Who got it?
Maj.
Let's go. Count it. Let's go.
That was what?
300.
All right.
All right, so the only categories left is one, and we're really close to ending the show, so hopefully it winds up good. So we have only unscrambled tennis left. That's it. We have unscrambled tennis for 200.
2, 3, 4, 5.
2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's roll.
Let's go, Maj.
Let's go, man. Maj deep. Let's go.
He's a young guy. I saw his picture on Instagram.
Stay true.
5.
Unscrambled tennis for 5?
Mm-hmm.
Unscramble this. This is a tennis term. It's 2 words. Here we go. Any answers?
Double bagel.
Who got it?
Alex Kuyat.
Let's get down. What's up, Texas? Big things in Texas. A lot of big things in Texas. That's what I hear. All right. We only have 3 more left. Tennis unscrambled for 2, 3, and 4.
Oh, shit.
All right, ready? Which one?
Waiting. Inside of this message was sent inside in, and this message was sent in at 22:0.
Well, who give them points too? More people for Final Jeopardy, it doesn't even matter. Go ahead. Here, let's go. Who's got the questions?
Oh no. Okay.
The more points, the merrier. It creates Final Jeopardy anyway.
Okay. Bagel got Alex 300.
All right, 300.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. The more people in Final Jeopardy, the better. If someone's close, give them the points. Why not?
All right.
Just give them the points.
All right.
Shoot. I mean, hey, the more we're stuck in this together, man. We got a couple things we can send out. Send them out. Just send them. No need to even ask. All right, so here it goes. Unscrambled tennis for 300. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. You ready?
Go ahead.
Here we go.
Seems like this is a tough one. What is that? Advantage.
Yeah. Yeah, who got that?
V Savage.
Oh, V Savage came to play.
300?
Yeah, 300. Let's go. All right, we only have 2 left, guys.
Grandstand.
Close, though. Close. Except that G in there. That
Bad. Maybe some of us cute. Maybe some of us can get Q for us lucky losers. Maybe some questions for us lucky losers.
Yeah, we got you. We got you. All right, ready?
All right, we got 100. No, you got 200 and 400 left.
200 and 400 left. Yeah.
All right, V Savage.
200 and 400 left.
$400. What are we cooking for dinner?
She's yawning.
What are
over
we
here.
cooking for dinner?
Figure it
I
out.
don't think I'm. We'll leave leftovers.
I'm the best cook up in here anyway.
We'll leave leftovers.
Shoot. All right, ready? Who we got? 200 and 400.
He said 400.
Here we go. Unscrambled tennis for 400. You ready? Set and go.
Tortillas with butter. Fish and pasta for us tonight. People.
International menu.
Tortillas with butter. Savage plays on clay at the moment. Tortillas with butter. Interesting.
No one's going to get this?
I'm still waiting. You guys are too busy thinking about food instead of thinking about answering the question. They're trying to think about it. They're trying to figure it out, Justin. How's your arm, sir?
I'm tired, shaking. Da na na
Dang,
na
guys.
na 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 na. All right, we're fixing to take this down. Let's go. Come on, someone think the. Give me a tennis shot that's over your head. All right, we're done. No one got it. Over.
Oh, wait. Somebody did. Overhead.
Who got it?
Verzi 09.
First 09's in effect. Let's go. And he can only claim the entitlement to that because I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
All right, Furzy09 got it. Thank you. Over your head. Yeah, that's right. Smack the overhead winner. Let's go. All right, the last one. This is the only question you can ask. Here we go. You guys ready? You ready for this?
Good.
All right, this is the last unscramble. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. Carla's yawning over here. Second yawn in like 3 minutes.
Slice, said Maj.
Got him. All right, tally up the score. Let's go to Final Jeopardy. Let's go.
Maj, 600. Furzy09, 1100. V Savage, 2100. And Alex Couillard, 500. 4 of you.
I'm assuming everybody wants to bet max all except for V Savage. I'm assuming that because V Savage is at 2100. Someone else is at 1100. So
put in your bids. How much you want to bid? You can bid all of it. Maj, Furzy09. At this point, Alex Trebek would normally be insulting the contestants.
But we love our contestants. We love our contestants.
V Savage. Alex said 100. That's it.
Put it down.
All right.
Put it down.
All in, Maj said.
All in. Put it down. Put it down. Lay it down.
You just want 100? You sure, Alex?
You never know. Someone might bet it all and lose it. So he might be a smart bet.
He said, just kidding, 500. Okay.
All right, roll out.
All right, what about Furzy09? Mitrovic. Of course you're all in. You got 0.
Look, if you're watching this and you don't even have any points on the board, how about this? Put you can bet up to $500 500 points or something.
All right, so put
them up. But give everybody a shot with 500. I mean, V Savage is at 21, so even if they get it, they won't.
All right, V Savage, what's your wager? Do I choose category? No. This is final question.
Let me give you the category. That's a fair question. That's my fault. Kind of like the Wimbledon without the L that my 18 or 17-year-old bozo forgot to put in the word. Jeez, I feel like a schmuck after that. But the category is books. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not a huge book reader. I love books, but usually of the non-fiction type. But this is a fictional book, and it was really influential for me during a very tough point in my life. So this is one of my favorite books. So the category is books.
500. I wager it all, he says.
All right. So V
Savage. You gotta wager it all. Wow. Okay.
All right. So the category is books. So not only is he a cook, but he's a book reader. So he's going deep.
All right. You ready?
All right. Here we go. Final question for final 5K tennis trivia or Jeopardy is books. Here we go. This book, one of my favorite books of all time, if not my main favorite. This book involves a bird or birds, and is a homily about self-perfection. In this context, it was about the passion for flying or flight. Hint, here's a hint. My oldest son shares a name with the title. This book involves birds or birds, depending on how you look at it, and is a homily about self-perfection. In this context, it was the passion for flight or flying. Hint, my oldest son has a name in the title. Think about it. If no one answers it in 10 seconds, I'll give you an author. This book involves a bird, and this bird really wanted to pursue flight.
Jonathan's Dream, said V Savage.
Nope.
A Passion for Flying, said Mosh.
Nope.
Seagull.
Close, but what? That's not the whole title.
Tom Ellis. What's your son's name again? Jonathan.
Okay, the author was Richard Bach, and again, this is about a bird, and I implore anybody to read this book. It's not
Jonathan Swift.
Close. This book involves a bird. It was written by Richard Bach, and it's about a seagull that got tired of the same old same and really wanted to be...
Are you giving them the answer?
I'm not giving them the name of the title, but they can figure it out. And it's worth reading. I mean, we're all stuck here, and it'd probably take you an hour to read the whole thing from cover to cover, as I remember correctly. Maybe an hour and a half, and it's quite a good, valuable life.
Jonathan's Dream Seagull.
Close, but still not quite right. I'm gonna just Google Richard Bach. If you can't do that, it should come right up. But again, if no one does it, then we'll just squash it at Final Jeopardy sometimes.
Jonathan's Livingston Seagull.
Who got it?
Alex Couillard.
All right, and he got the question. I only brought this book up and you can tally the points. But I only brought this book up is there was a point in my life where I don't want to get terribly into it, but I made a stupid mistake, and that mistake cost me quite a lot of freedom in a way. And this book was very influential in keeping my head right during that time.
So how do we do it when we do Final Jeopardy? There was a few that answered like at the same time. So do you give everybody?
Just you give them anybody that answered 500. It's gonna be tough.
No, I'm talking about those that answered that were in competition.
Yeah, I would just give him the 500 points, but it's gonna be tough to beat V Savage if he put it in there.
2,200. No, he didn't.
So either way, it's.
So your winner would be Furzy 09.
Well, we'll see. Let's see if V Savage puts an answer. If not,
no, it's been been too long.
All right, well then send them both a thing. It doesn't even matter. I mean, it's good. So then look, forget about take care of them. But I implore anyone to read that book. It's really one of those books that's not even thick. It's
Jonathan's Flying Racket.
It's like this thick. But if you just read it and spend the time about this, this poor seagull that was just tired of the same old stuff and just wanted to be better at what he knew he could do, and then came back and then realized that other people could do what he did, and he was just a student of the same flight that everyone else did anyway, and he was glad to kind of be in that new era. Anyway, check the book out. It's worth reading. Take care of Furzy 09.
Book's name? He said, "What's the book's name?" It's
Jonathan Livingston Seagull. Google it up and show him a picture of the picture. It's worth reading.
All right, so Jonathan's spelling mistakes.
Jonathan Livingston Seagull.
If you're interested in a price, send me your.
You want to show him a picture of that though? It's really a good book, and you can probably somehow download it for free. I would think. I mean, this book has been in the libraries for eons of time, but it's a simple book. It's not long. I'm not a big reader. I'll go ahead and tell you. I'm not going to sit down and read a 300-page book. I'm done. I finished that in college. But nonetheless, this book is probably 50, 100 pages, double spaced, big words, and it's quite motivational. And it's about a bird that was simply trying to be the best bird, and then he realized when he came back from his destination that he was kind of like every other ordinary bird that worked hard and moved forward. So check out the book, Jonathan Livingston Seagull. It's a really good book. I enjoyed it a lot, and I really am not a big reader. But nonetheless, that's it, everyone. I got this girl over here yawning. She sounds like she just woke up from 30 minutes of sleep in the past 3 weeks or something. But she signed the contract.
Contact me, Furzy09. You're the winner.
Don't forget about she's got a signed contract. Esto es mañana. Necesitos esperamos. Por favor. So we'll be doing a show tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Let's go. I'm out.
All right. 5ktennis@mail.com. I spelled it wrong. Anyways.
Adios, Slobodan. Let's go.